Hey, beauty activists, welcome to the recording. So, today I'm going to be talking about how much money do hairstylists make, and also how to charge accordingly as a hairstylist. So, it is a very important topic that we get asked a lot of times, like, what are you guys pricing? How are you guys picking your prices? And it is a very formulaic process, which is very important for you to know. And so once you learn the process, it's very easy for you to figure out how much to charge as a hairstylist and then how much money you'll be making as a hairstylist. So first, before we get started though, a little bit of housekeeping. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, hit the little bell. We're putting out new videos every single week. We're also starting to do lives every week. We're toying with the time. It's going to be Thursdays from anywhere from 10 to 11 MST probably. But if you have a suggestion, leave a comment below for sure so we know. Also, go check out our products. So at nvennhairbeauty.com, these are our products here. We have high-end, natural, premium products that work amazing in the hair. So we do hairstylist accounts as well. So reach out to us, send us an email at info@nvennhairbeauty.com and we can talk to you guys and set up an account for you guys so you guys can start retailing it and trying the products yourself. Okay, so let's get started in talking about what to price your work as. So it is very important to choose your prices properly, and the reason being is number one is you want to make sure that your clients know exactly what they're being charged and it's not something that they're unsure of when they come in, and that also it is consistent across the board, that you're not just picking a random number for every single client and one client's getting charged something and another client is getting charged something else. Okay, the second reason why you really want to make sure you know what you're charging and your prices are is because you want to make sure that you are valuing your time and getting paid your worth, right? So I think a big thing in the beauty industry across the board and as well for specific hairstylists is that we are not charging our worth. And that's very important because you have to understand that you are a trained professional, you know what you're doing, and you are putting your time and effort into. You want to make sure that you are charging accordingly so you can make a living and just value your time. So it's no different than going to a let's say to the dentist. I don't go to the dentist and I've never haggled with the dentist ever in my life to figure out what the price is going to be that I'm going to pay them. They have their price and we pay that amount. Nor do I ever ask a dentist to give me a free service. So I think the issue is with hairstylists is that, you always have people that are, hey, can you do this for me? Hey, can you do that for me? Just make sure you value your time so you are getting paid your worth. Okay, so it's a very simple process in terms of how to charge as a hairstylist. You're going to know two things, okay? It is your time and your cost. Okay, so this is how you're going to pick your pricing for anything, time and cost, right? So your time is how long is this actually taking you to complete the service? And then your cost is anything that costs money for you to provide that service. So within that, it could be coffees, it could be teas, wine, beer, anything that you're providing for your client, but also any products that you're using for back bar, so shampoo, conditioner, styling products, and any cost involved with providing the service. So this is going to be, color, developer, foils, any of those sorts of things. So you want to know what the cost is. Okay, so where do we start? Time and product. Where do we start to figure this out? So time, where you want to go, a great place to start as a hairstylist is your haircut price. Okay, so a haircut should take you an hour, right? So that's a very good ballpark time frame and a good place to start. So your haircut price should be set based on what's competitive in your area and then your experience level. Okay, so get a feel for what standard prices are kind of around, and then know where you fall in terms of how long you've been doing hair. So if you're brand new to the industry, obviously you might not be charging as much as a master stylist that's been doing it for 10 plus years. Okay, so let's say your price is $55 or $80 or $100, whatever that is, that's going to be your hourly rate as your ballpark price. Okay, so let's just use the price of $100 to make it simple for math. Okay, so $100 is my haircut price, $100 now is my hourly rate price. Okay, so now let's go back to that formula. Time plus cost. That's how we figure out how much to charge as a hairstylist. So now let's take a different service, okay? We're gonna use our benchmark price, our haircut price for 1 hour, and we're gonna now work our way into figuring out what our other costs are. So let's take highlights, for instance. If we're gonna do highlights, and let's say it takes an hour and a half, and our haircut price is $100, that's our hourly rate. So 1.5 hours is 100 times 1.5. So that's $150. So is that what you charge for highlights? No, because you have to remember time plus cost. So how much cost is involved with doing that service? So you have lightener, you have developer, you have foils, you have back bar. So figure out how much product cost is involved in that service, and then you're going to add that to the 150. Okay, so let's just say 20 bucks to make it simple math. $20 cost, $150 hourly rate. Your cost now is $170 to do that service. Okay, but again, there's other layers to this, right? So is every client going to take the same amount of time? Is every client going to take the same amount of product, right? So generally what I like to do is well, not generally, this is what I do. So every service has a benchmark cost, I guess, involved. So a benchmark of how much product it's going to take me to do that service. So let's take a color, for instance. I will do one application is 30 grams of color. So that's what's built into the baseline price of the color. But you know, as a stylist, when you have people coming in, that's why you have on your price list as, you know, whatever, 100 plus, because it could always end up being more depending on how much hair they have and how long it is or whatever that might be. Okay, so let's say they end up using 90 grams rather than 30 grams of color. Well, now I know they use an extra 2 applications of product, so there's cost involved with that. So I have a set product cost that I will add per application. So let's go back to the highlights. Okay, we're at $170 baseline. That's just your highlight cost. Now let's say they added and we needed 2 extra applications. Well, that's going to be 10 bucks each, right? That's the cost of the product. So we're going to add another $20 to that price. So that is $190 for this head of hair. And you know, it's very important knowing your formula and knowing how you charge, because your customers want to know. They want to know why they're being charged what they are being charged, and they want transparency, right? So, and you don't want to be humming and hawing when they ask you like, well, why is it this price or why is it this price? Like, you want to know right off the hop. So I know right away with my clients, say this is the baseline price. We used extra color. That's why the price is what it is. And so for myself, we use an a la carte pricing model where you pay per service that you get. So if you get a haircut, you pay a haircut price. If you get highlights, you pay for the highlights. If you get a toner, you pay for the toner, because again, that all takes time and it all has costs. So I don't group things together for special pricing, because if anything, it takes more work for you to do. For instance, let's say highlights in a color, right? A lot of people or some stylists might want to, you know, blend that for a special pricing. But for me, if I'm doing highlights and I'm doing a color, it actually is more work than just doing highlights or just doing a color on its own. So you're doing both services, it's taking the time, you're doing the product. So it's a very easy way to figure out the price, your highlight price, your color price, add those together. Okay, so back to that same reference of highlights. Okay, so now I'm gonna do a toner. Right? I know that a toner might take me half an hour, and there's product costs associated with that as well too. Okay, so then I figure out what that's going to look like, and that is the price of the toner that gets added on to the service. Okay, so once you figure out that, it makes your life very easy, because then you're going to take a look at all your services, everything that you offer, and then you're going to figure out how long it takes you to do that and how much product cost is associated. Okay, so how to figure out product cost, thinking about something like back bar, because that is something you want to consider. You know, shampoo, conditioner, your styling products. Really, all you want to really do, you don't need it to be exactly perfect, but you want to have an idea so you know. So what that's going to look like is, maybe I have a bottle of shampoo and I know that it will wash about 100 heads at the sink. So you're going to take that price of the bottle of shampoo, you're going to divide that by 100, and you're going to get a ballpark price. Okay, so it doesn't have to be exact, guys, but you want to know for yourself how much each service is costing you so that you can figure this out. Okay, and let's talk about travel even. Okay, so you might be traveling to do hair for a wedding, let's say, and you're trying to figure out how to price that out. Well, same thing, right? You're going to do time plus cost, but now you have to factor in travel time, right? And guess what? There might be a cost involved with that as well, depending how far you're going to go. So what you want to figure out is how long of travel time that's going to be. You know, you might be traveling an hour, maybe you're going an hour out of town. So you have to figure out how much time that's costing you, how much gas that's costing you, for instance, and you want to add that onto your price as well. Okay, so you know, if your hourly rate is $100 an hour and you're driving for an hour, well, at the end of the day, you know that that is $100 charge for that hour, right? Or you can work something out based on, I mean, if you're driving for, well, if you're driving for 8 hours, you got to really decide if that's worth it for you. But you can work out a custom travel time price if you want to. But another thing that I also do is I have a service minimum. So if I'm going to be doing travel time and I'm leaving the salon, you have to consider the fact that you're going to be out of the salon for 8 hours or whatever that might be. So is it worth it for you to be out of the salon for 8 hours at a different location where you're only going to be doing X amount of work, right? So if I'm going to be leaving the salon, I know that I need to have a service minimum, right? So like I want to have, for instance, maybe 8 services of hair and makeup or whatever to give myself the value for leaving the salon that day, right? And so if I hit that service minimum, maybe I'll waive travel fees and I'll waive travel costs and stuff like that. But if not, then you can add that travel cost onto your prices. Okay, so that is a very simple way to figure out how much you guys are charging. If you guys have any questions about that, definitely leave a comment below. But this is a great way for you to figure out now, as a hairstylist, how much you can make as a hairstylist, because you can figure out how much time you have in the day and how many services you can put into the day as well to fill up your schedule and to make X amount that you want. So I think it's very important for us as hairstylists to, or as anybody in the beauty industry, professionals, any service provider, we need to be able to make a living doing what we're doing. So it's a great way to work backwards, saying like, hey, I want to make X amount, I want to make $10,000 a month as a hairstylist. Okay, great. So if I want to make $10,000 a month and I'm working in the salon X amount of hours in the day and X amount of days per week, then I know that I'm going to be dividing that amount of money, $10,000 a month per each day, and then we know how much money we need to be bringing in each day. And then now, because we know our service charges and how much we're charging, we now know how much we want to be charging and how much we want to be doing in that day to make that amount of money. Okay, so very, very simple process, guys. Again, it's just going to be your time and your cost. That's a very, very easy way to figure out how much to charge as a hairstylist, and try it out for yourself. Okay, so figure out all the services you provide, figure out how much time it takes, how much product cost it takes, and it's a very easy process from there, because now it's just literally a formula. You're not guessing, you're not picking numbers out of the air. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, again, leave us a comment. Let us know. We are going to be doing our lives every second Thursday. We're playing with times of, in between 10 or 11 in the morning, Mountain Standard Time. But if you have a preference for time, let us know. We're going to make the lives more business focused. A lot of our channel videos are more around technique and skills around doing hair, but we really think it's very important to build your business mindset and build your, personal mindset as well too. So we're going to gear our Thursday lives to be more around those topics. If you guys have any things that you specifically want to learn about, definitely drop us a line, let us know, and we can get that set up for you. Other than that, guys, make sure you guys go check out our products again. We do have hairstylist accounts. Okay, these are awesome premium natural products. Our whole line uses organic sea kelp extract, really great and nourishing in the hair, all fragrance with pure essential oils. But yes, we do professional accounts, so reach out to us at info at nvennhairbeauty.com and we can get that set up for you. Other than that, guys, I hope you guys are staying safe right now and take this time when we're all on quarantine to work on those parts of your business that you usually might not have time for. That's why this is a really good time. Reevaluate your pricing structure, figure out how much money you can make as a hairstylist and how to charge, and you can start engineering all of that stuff when you have the time, so that when you can open your doors again, you can start doing hair again, you can hit the ground running. Okay, so stay safe out there, keep your mind in check. Everything is going to be okay when we come out of this, and just remember that you guys offer a very powerful service. So we believe here that we can change the world through hair and beauty, and you can touch lives in ways that nobody else can. So make sure that you value yourself, value what you offer for your clients, set your prices accordingly, and yeah, love yourself, guys. Anyways, that is the live for this week. We look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks live again. Other than that, we have a video going live tomorrow. It's how to cut men's hair at home. So this is great for you that you can send to your clients. For people that are now cutting their hair at home, you want to just minimize the amount of mess ups that you're going to have to fix afterwards. So we're doing a whole series on how to do your hair at home during this quarantine time. Hit the subscribe button and you'll get notified all the time. Other than that, guys, I love you. See you guys later. Bye, beauty activists.